So, hi everyone. Thanks for coming here with us, being here with us today. This is Stelios from Tesseract Academy. We help professionals become more competent in AI. You can find more about us and our programs on our website. And I'm very happy to have here with us today Stan, who's going to talk about how we can boost Project ROI with AI automation. Stan, the stage is yours.
Thank you for your introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. This session is about outcomes. I will show where project management time and money is lost, how AI can reliably deliver ROI in projects, and what are the practical steps that can be taken to implement AI in projects without disrupting teams or losing control. First, a few things about myself. I have 25 years experience as a project manager, program manager, and also in delivery leadership. So I haven't been advising from the sidelines. This presentation is from practical perspective from someone who is inside the profession. I run a small consultancy that focuses on AI and delivery optimization. And I'm going to show you how we can use AI applying human-centered approach successfully. This presentation has three parts. First, I'm going to show where project management time and effort and respectively cost, where project management time and effort is wasted and which costs money to organizations, and how AI can genuinely help boost ROI, and how to approach AI implementation in delivery without disrupting it. First, between 30 and 40,000 per year are easily wasted per project manager. If we believe a study by Asana that found that 60% of project management time is wasted in what they call work about work, which means low value activities such as filling out forms, requesting support, updating spreadsheets. And a further study from Wellington found that more than half of project managers spend 1 or more days per week on reporting alone. My personal experience, and I believe this is the same with many other project managers, is that we spend quite a lot of time in polishing reports, graphically designing reports in PowerPoint. Usually the senior management wants a report that is often different from the format that our tools can export, and then we start painting reports in PowerPoint, drawing bars for activities, adding milestones, colored diamonds for milestones, adjusting swim lanes, and this just takes a lot of time and effort. And it is often a repetitive activity. So this is actually a debt by 1,000 colored diamonds productivity debt. You may not see that clearly because you haven't seen project managers work without this overhead, but the result can be no different than just project delays, cost overruns, suboptimal decisions, and reduced delivery capacity. The good news is that we have an answer, and it is implementing AI cleverly in project management processes that can address a lot of these problems that I mentioned. Today, AI is already a formal PM requirement according to the latest version of the PMBOK guides from Project Management Institute, the leading authority in project management. They have an appendix in this guide that covers AI use in project management. And according to their own study, AI can contribute to up to 25% faster project delivery. And let's remember, this is still early days. Another study by Harvard Business School found that AI leads to 25% time saving, but this transfers to 40% of better quality. We should remember that time saving in project management can lead to disproportionately higher results in other areas, because saving time from tasks boosts productivity due to the time that is also needed to switch between tasks. So 25% time saving leads to 40% better quality according to Harvard study. And there is definitely, as you can see from these examples, measurable ROI when AI is applied correctly in project management. According to PMI, there are 3 types of AI implementation. This is not a PMI presentation, but I'm just using their classification because they are leading authority in the field. First is automation, which is the simplest one, and it is applying AI to tasks where project manager is involvement is not very much required, such as repetitive and time-consuming tasks like automating meeting minutes, action items, call summaries, and also document analysis. The other area, a bit more complex, is assistance with project management tasks. For instance, supporting planning and creating schedules. Also, AI can generate risk register from PID documents, project initiation documents, for review by the project manager. And the more complex application of AI in project management is so-called augmentation, which enhances human capabilities during strategic activities and more complex tasks, like contributing to brainstorming or performing advanced risk forecasting. The quick wins in AI implementation are mainly in the automation field, followed by some of the assistant tasks. And following this path can turn project managers from process managers into AI enhanced leaders. First, the quick wins. One very easy implementation of AI and very productive one is in automating meeting minutes and action items. My first experiment with AI in project management was this type of automation. After a long and complex call, I decided to use AI to produce meeting minutes and action items. And only this first experiment that I made led to 2/3 of the time saved. Otherwise, this activity would have taken me about 1 hour. With AI, it took me about 20 minutes. And after that, I was able to speed this up further, automating the whole process with workflow automation that involves AI modules. Another area of AI automation that is in the quick wins basket is automating status reports. For instance, if your project managers often find themselves having to sift through a lot of emails to be able to produce a quick report, which is not possible to produce quickly, but takes about an hour. Well, AI can do this within a couple of minutes. And AI can also design and produce beautiful reports following your prompt, your requirements. You can pull data from various systems and do this reporting in a couple of minutes instead of you having to spend hours on that. Another area that is quick win is, which I mentioned as a project risk identification, which is also a time-consuming activity to figure out what risks you should list in your new project, to describe them, assess them. AI can quickly produce a draft version of the risk register based on your project information. And now project management is very document-heavy profession. Even in the best possible organization, there will be a lot of documents that the project manager must handle, and usually there is a lot of duplication between these documents. If we change one line in one document, for instance, some scope requirement, we will need to propagate this change in other documents, and AI can do this for us to save us this manual activity, and it also can produce draft documents, for instance, technical specification based on some key requirements. And this is no hype, these are really practical applications that I've done some of these, and I've watched other people do that. Next phase of AI implementation. After the quick wins, we can implement AI assistants that handle routine information queries, help the project manager with some tasks like chasing stakeholders, reminding stakeholders. AI can also produce insight on our project based on data, multiple data points that we can feed into it to identify various trends that humans might otherwise miss. It can be used, and it is already used in smart scheduling systems, adjusting complex timelines and suggesting the best path through the project. Now, for this next phase, there are several challenges. One key one is that project information in most organizations is quite patchy, dispersed, incomplete, not up to date. And usually most of it is in the head of the project team. But starting with the quick wins will help resolving some of the challenges to the next phase of implementation, because once quick wins are in place, we will have some of this data infrastructure that is required for the more advanced implementations. Now, there are areas where AI is not suitable. It is not a silver bullet for everything, so we must know where to apply it and where it will underperform. These areas are, for instance, where just thinking is required, because AI, strictly speaking, cannot think. It is a really powerful tool that works on data, but it cannot think the way a human does. Another area is emotional intelligence, because AI does not really have feeling. It may mimic empathy, but it does not really have it. For instance, it cannot motivate a discouraged team or navigate delicate stakeholders' politics in a high-stakes stakeholder meeting. Another area is performance management, where emotional intelligence and human judgment is needed, and managing humans require a level of nuance that AI may not possess. So this also has to remain a human responsibility. So the bottom line is that AI can support decisions. It can be very effective in some areas, but quite often the final judgment must be left to a human. There are a few steps along the AI implementation path that are necessary. AI training for your staff is one of these. Project managers and team members must be able to work with AI effectively, to write and edit prompts. Prompt engineering is one of these new skills that we must learn. Then obviously needs to be access to AI tools within the organization, such as ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude. Prompts can be also made reusable. Instead of every project manager having to write a new prompt for repetitive tasks, this can be standardized, and prompts can be made reusable, for instance, by your PMO organization. Now, there is a lot of program and project management software that includes AI features, that is already AI powered, and it can be used in your organization. But the thing with project management software is that it must be properly assessed, which one works best for your processes, because often these solutions may impose some processes that are different from the processes that your organization uses, and you will have to adapt your processes to the tool rather than the other way around. Then there is also a question of other questions like avoiding vendor lock-in and other considerations. There is also a different way to apply AI by developing custom organizational level AI workflow, which means basically automating AI itself for repetitive uses in the team. For instance, in this picture, there is a workflow, a scenario developed in make.com. This is a low-code, no-code tool. And this specific example just automates meeting minutes. It obtains recorded meeting minutes, transcripts, applies a prompt, and then exports meeting minutes in a draft email for project manager to review and edit before sending. A few key principles. AI implementation should start at a small scale with some experimentation and testing. First, prototyping, and it should be mentioned as a program, transformation program, because it is a key activity. It must be carried out in an organized way. Otherwise, it can quickly lose focus. And we must remember that project manager is responsible. It is not the tool, it is not AI who is responsible for the outcomes. The project manager is responsible for their projects. So AI outputs should be reviewed whenever possible. Now there will be tools that do make automatic decisions. This is unavoidable, but wherever possible, there must be an audit trail and possibly also human in the loop process. And it is also important to protect sensitive information. When feeding it into open models, we could anonymize some key facts, or we can use enterprise-grade solutions that guarantee information protection. So following these principles ensures that AI remains a reliable technology, and it can boost project management from cost center into a true value driver. Project management as a service. Now, implementation of AI in an organization brings multi-layered benefits, and I've included this slide just as an example of a possible organizational benefit of AI implementation at the next level. Project management as a service means just having access to project management resources flexibly, quickly, and just being, or basically, simply speaking, being able to assign different project managers to the same project very quickly and without long handover process. Now, this may or may not be relevant to your organization, depending on your business, what industry you are in. I'm talking here about internal project management as a service, turning your project management function into project management. You have to use project management as a service model. When 18 years ago, I joined the project management team at Hewlett-Packard. It was a new team of about 50 project managers. The leadership decided to utilize project management as a service, apply project management as a service model, and guess what? Most of us resisted. The reason for that is that we couldn't imagine how come we would be able to hand over our project to someone else quickly in a day or so and pick up a new project and then hand over it back and be so flexible and quick. it is something that a problem that exists today. The reason for that is that project management is inherently a information heavy profession, information intensive profession, and there is a lot a project manager must know about their project before they're able to manage it effectively or for to know a lot about a new project. So AI can speed up this process. For instance, if you use AI assistants, they can help with handover process instead of having to use a project manager who could be ill or on a holiday or who could have left the organization. You can ask the assistant to fill some information gaps and use the existing AI automation workflows, which will basically lead to seamless continuity in the project management process. And two more slides. Key takeaways, AI is a really important competitive advantage, and many organizations are starting to use it. So your organization also must think about it, because if you don't, others will definitely will. And it is a way to basically allow project managers to focus on high value tasks and to transition from process managers to AI enhanced leaders. And as I mentioned, AI automation and other AI implementations in an organization can lead to multi-layered return on your investment in projects. Now, your action plan, if you want to implement AI, this is just a really practical three-step plan. First, audit with your team the top 10 time wasters, which activities lose most of your project manager's tasks, which low value activities. Then establish ethical guardrails for AI implementation, meaning information, how you are going to protect information when AI is implemented, how you can avoid bias, how can you check AI outputs, and just pick the top two of these 10 time wasters and implement them. This will give you a Pareto of AI implementation, achieving 80% effect with only 20% investment. Then monitor the results, adjust, repeat, and expand, and keep the momentum going. Okay, so thanks for your time. I'm now happy to take any questions or explain anything that we haven't covered today.
Great. Thank you, Stan. That was a very insightful presentation. So I've shared the chat on the stream to see if there's any questions. I'll probably have to go myself in a few minutes, but I'm sure we have like 5-10 minutes for questions today. Also, if anyone has any, want to reach out to us or they want to speak with Stan or get access to the presentation, you can always just shoot me an email. I shared my email here. Here's Stan's info.
Stelios, is there any question?
I don't think there's any questions, so I think we can stop here. We're going to be sharing the live stream with the recording of the live stream with everyone who registered to this event. And again, if anyone wants to reach out to Stan or me, or you want to, to learn more about this topic, feel free to. Thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you, Stan, for the presentation, and